Good morning, guys. My name is Alan Christopher Barcelona, and I have formulated a sales deck for us to know and develop a business development strategy that will help us prepare for 2024. So, now just a quick overview. The main objective of this presentation is to develop a strategical plan to ensure that we are hitting the goals set for the sales team for 2024. The first thing that we need to focus on is to make sure that all of our goals will be met by the end of the year. Second would be to identify our target companies and key personas to reach out. Also, we need to make sure that all of the leads generated, the percentage of that will be turned into prospect, and the prospect eventually will turn into buying clients. And lastly, we need to ensure that our client retention is top notch. So we need to make sure that our customer success team are working hand in hand with the business development manager to ensure that client needs is being met in order for us to get a huge percentage with regards to client retention. So now our main objective and goals for 2024 is to ensure that as a business development manager we'll be able to hit 600,000 US dollars in annual revenue, and we need to also ensure that we are targeting the right audiences to ensure efficiency. What I meant with that is that we need to make sure that all of our outbound efforts that we put into will result into an end product. And third is that we need to increase the client retention and improve account management skills. Because I do believe that account management skills is something that could ensure our continuous growth and partnership with the clients. It's easier to retain a client than to find a new one. Now, the last thing is that part of customer satisfaction is that we could get referrals from them. We could use them as our use case scenario, or we can use them as our reference in order for us to get more clients in the same industry. So now let's talk about the key personas that we need to reach out to. So now as a service, the main thing that we need to reach out to would be first is the CEO, because he's the decision maker, primarily handles everything that revolves around the business. He is mainly responsible with corporate decisions as well. Second, it will be the HR managers. These are the person that ensures that all of the hiring needs has been met, and they oversee the recruiting, interviewing, and hiring of new staff. So if we're going to work hand in hand with them, it will be beneficial for both parties since we'll be able to identify what exactly do they need. Lastly will be the CTO. So the CTO is an officer tasked with managing technical operations of an organization. So mainly these are the key personas that we need to reach out to. There are some other personas that we could eventually reach out to along the way, but these are the main ones. So now let's talk about the timeline and how we can ensure that our goals will be met. So now first month as a BDM, I wanted to make sure that I was able to identify the target market and generate a healthy pipeline. What I meant with that will be first month will be the most tiring month, which is all of our outbound effort should be there since we're starting from scratch. So I would definitely do a lot of outbound calling and also cold email outreach and LinkedIn connection requests. So by the third month, I'll have something that I could convert into sales and also continuously generate pipeline. Because the key thing about business development is that you need to make sure that you're still doing your outbound efforts diligently in order for you to maintain and generate a pipeline. Now for the 6 month, I am planning that, or I am foreseeing that for the 6 month, I already have established relationship with multiple prospects that eventually will turn into buying clients. So I already have set up multiple meetings with them, presented the idea and the services that we offer, and then this 6 month is most of the time will be the fruitful month since most of the prospect that I have generated will be converted into sale. So the 12 month, most of the time, what I do during this month will be my plan is to focus on the low-lying fruits and client retention. So since I already have generated clients in the past 6 months, or past 11 months. So the 12 month will be making sure that all of the clients' needs are being met, and then focus more on those that are eventually going to close, and then still continuously do the outbound outreach. So that's pretty much my plan for the first, third, sixth, and the 12 month to ensure that all of the goals will be met. So now the tools that will help me out in making sure that everything will be efficient will be first Apollo.io, which is the main tool in getting lead information. This is a very useful tool in getting email addresses, phone numbers, and mobile numbers so that we could make sure that we are reaching out to the right person and we got their information correctly. Second tool that will be helpful for the sales team will be will be HubSpot. So this is a CRM tool that monitors deals and interaction with client. Both of the tools will enable you to create a sequence, and I highly recommend Apollo to creating the outbound sequences, and then eventually once it turns out into prospect, the leads turns out into prospect, we put them into HubSpot for better monitoring. Because Apollo.io allow us to do multiple email outreach at the same time and also do outbound calling. So the third tool that will help out will be LinkedIn, since LinkedIn has been a powerful social media tool for business for the past years, wherein it's easier to reach out to C-level executives. You just need to make sure that you are human whenever you're interacting with them. This C-level executive, they're getting around 200 cold LinkedIn requests in a day, so you need to make sure that you are unique and you reach out to them with something that is relevant to what they do. So now the next thing is that this is about the use case scenario that was presented to me. So this is for Acme International. So they are very much struggling with the growth of their team. So their main target of their service is the small to medium sized organization that has 10 to 50 employees located in the United States, and they reach out to business owners and operational managers. So I am seeing that the main issue that they have, the main challenges that they have, is that the talents that they have is very hard to find and expensive to retain. Because in software development, as far as my experience goes, they are very expensive and they may cost an upward of 6 figures. And also, AI is evolving all the time. It's hard to be a subject matter across all of the development. So they need to also have someone that will be responsible in continuous development of the team. And lastly, will be in-house staff come with high overheads, which eventually increase costs and reduce bottom line. So with regards to this, I came up with several solutions to solve the challenges that they currently have. And the solution that I came up with would be remote staffing. So with remote staffing, these are the main roles that I foresee that they are trying to fill and they're having trouble retaining in their company. So first will be full stack developers, second will be subject matter experts, and third will be team leaders. So with full stack developers, it can be done remotely, and the cost versus them hiring someone locally is around 70% high, 70% lower, which will provide them a savings as well. So with retention as well, if we offer them, for example, in the Philippines, most of the full stack developers, they are very dedicated to their work, and the Filipinos are very loyal. So they could expect the retention will be higher than what they currently have. Especially, and eventually, what I plan to do is that we could start off with the role for a full stack developer first, and then eventually we could add a subject matter expert along the way, and also team leaders. So this is the solution that I currently have with Acme. And with regards to the pricing, as far as my experience goes, recruitment fee usually charged to 10 to 15% of the annual salary of the employee. So that's around 10,000 US dollars for each. So this is a very good costing in regards to bringing more revenue to the business. So now the plan that I have with Acme is to make a comparison statement and highlighting the benefits of remote staffing. The first benefit that they have will be the cost. So with regards to the costing, if we base it out with pay scale, they are saving up to 70% out of what they're currently paying for a local hire. Second is that with remote staffing, it allows their employee to be more productive and be available most of the time. And most of the people are switching to remote work because of the convenience that they have. Like an employee could save time for like around 2 hours of travel if they're going to work remotely. Now, the second thing that I wanted to highlight with Acme International is that we can start with helping out with a single role, which means that we could start with the full stack developer role and eventually grow their theme with it. What I meant by that is to, like, if they already have someone onboarded and we make sure that it's is something that the job description that they have matches perfectly, then eventually we could build that relationship with Acme and then ask them if we could source out other roles that they have with the company, which is mainly going to be revolving around software development roles, which is subject matter expert and team leaders. So we could get more revenue with starting out with one role that they like the most and then eventually growing up. Now, we also need to make sure to continuously do touch base with them to make sure that all of their needs is going to be met. So I usually do it like sending out random holiday greetings, asking them how they feel about the hire, and eventually the last thing that I have in mind is that once we get them on board and they're very much satisfied with the services that we offer, is we ask for referrals because the client that are very happy, it's much easier for them to refer client to us, and word of mouth is very powerful as well. So that's pretty much the end of the presentation that I currently have. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach back to me. And also, if you have some clarification, I'm very much willing to answer that. So thank you very much for giving me the opportunity for the role, and I hope to hear back from you soon, guys. Thanks.